I used to believe that true love was measured by sacrifice. When my girlfriend Emily got accepted into medical school, it felt like a dream we were chasing together. We'd been together since our early 20s, both ambitious yet constantly strapped for cash, juggling rent and bills. Emily wanted to be a doctor, and I wanted nothing more than to see her succeed. The obstacle was money. Medical school was astronomically expensive, and neither of our families could help. That left only us and my savings. I'd been working 2 jobs for years, saving up to launch my own business, a goal I had nurtured since college. But then I saw Emily's eyes, brimming with tears, terrified her dream would slip away. I made a decision. I invested all my savings into her tuition, moved us into a smaller apartment, and picked up extra shifts to cover our living costs. Emily assured me it would all pay off. Once she graduated, we'd build a life together, one where my sacrifices would be rewarded with love, loyalty, and a shared future. The years blurred together. My days were consumed by work, and my nights were often lonely while she studied late at the library or rotated through hospitals. I told myself the loneliness was temporary, that the payoff was coming. She'd constantly remind me, just a few more years and everything will change. I believed her. Finally, her graduation day arrived. I watched her cross the stage in her black gown, tassel bouncing as she received her diploma. Pride swelled in my chest so fiercely it almost hurt. I thought back to every sleepless night, every hard-earned dollar I'd given without hesitation. This was our victory. That evening, her parents hosted a celebration at a swanky hotel ballroom. Suits and dresses filled the room, champagne glasses clinking, laughter echoing beneath the chandeliers. I stood by the bar, smiling as Emily moved through the crowd, radiant, hugging professors and classmates. She barely paused to introduce me, though, which stung. Most of the guests probably assumed I was just some guy tagging along, not the person who had financed the very accomplishment they were celebrating. I brushed it off, telling myself she was busy. Then it happened. I stepped into the hallway for a moment, and I heard voices around the corner. Emily's unmistakable voice. She laughed, that easy, light laugh she used when trying to charm someone. A man's voice followed, confident. "You're incredible, Em. I can't believe you pulled all this off." She laughed again. "I didn't do it alone." "Yeah, but it feels amazing to finally be here. So, what about your boyfriend? Is he still around?" I froze. My chest tightened. A pause. Then Emily, quieter now but cutting. "He was useful. Supported me when I needed it. Paid for a lot of things. But really, do you see me ending up with him long term? I'm a doctor now. He's just a guy who works shifts. I can do better." Her words hit like a punch. My stomach sank. The man chuckled. "That's what I thought. You deserve someone on your level. Honestly, I've always hoped that someone might be me." Emily didn't answer right away. Then, softly, "Maybe." That single word burned worse than anything I'd ever felt. I stood frozen, numb, as if the floor had vanished beneath me. All the years, all the money, all the sacrifices, it had meant nothing. I was nothing more than a stepping stone. I slipped away before either of them noticed. Back in the ballroom, everything looked different. The chandeliers mocked, the laughter was cruel, and Emily, she wasn't the person I had loved. She was a stranger in the body of someone I had given everything to. When she returned to me, glowing, asking if I'd met her classmates, I just stared. I didn't confront her yet. Instead, I forced a tight smile. "Yeah, I left early." She barely noticed. That night, I lay awake in our apartment, staring at the ceiling. Betrayal replayed in my mind, over and over. The money didn't matter anymore. What crushed me was that every late-night drive, every meal I cooked, every ounce of faith I had poured into her, had been nothing more than a rung she climbed past. The next morning, I packed my bags. When Emily came home, still radiant from the celebration, she found me at the kitchen table with a small box in front of me. Inside were all the receipts I had kept, tuition, rent, groceries, everything. "I don't need repayment," I said calmly. "I just need you to see the weight I carried for you." Emily frowned. "What is this?" "That's my investment in you, in us. Last night, I overheard you say I was useful, that you can do better. And you're right, Emily. You can do better, but so can I. Her face drained of color. She stammered, "Wait, it's not what it sounded like." I shook my head. "Don't. I know exactly what it was. Congratulations on becoming a doctor. But don't forget who paid the price for your dream." Then I walked out. That was the last time I saw her. A year has passed. I used the little savings I'd rebuilt to finally launch my own business. It's small, but it's mine. I no longer live in her shadow. Sometimes I think of Emily. If she regrets what she said, if she realizes she destroyed the person who believed in her unconditionally. But I don't dwell on it. The truth is, I didn't lose her. She lost me. And in that loss, I found myself again.